What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Flash video. So if you are new to the channel, please do consider dropping a like and a subscribe down below. Click that bell button. So it is freezing here in the UK. It is a snow day. There is just so much snow. It is Snowgeddon, which is pretty embarrassing that all this snow brings this country to such a bloody standstill. But we're here. And The Flash was really good. So it's back on hiatus. It's coming from the cold, so to speak. And we finally have The Flash. So this is really focusing on the Fiddler. Now, the Fiddler is someone who is a classic Flash villain. A Jay Garrick villain, to more precisely as well. And he actually, well, it was he in the original comics. And what we had was, we had someone who teamed up with the Thinker and Shade, I believe it was, to actually hide Keystone City. So that's pretty cool to say the least. But it has changed. Now the Fiddler is actually a different person, he's had a gender swap, and is a kind of a what do you call it, like a country star, which we don't have country music in the UK. We have never really have country music. I think the last one I remember is Lady Antebellum or possibly even Dixie Chicks. And I'm not a fan of country music, but if you like it, glad you like music at least. But the Fiddler has, like I said, changed. It's a woman who is pretty cool. Obviously the powers come from the fiddle. It was like kind of mind control and things like that. They've switched up the powers quite a lot here in this show. They've changed it kind of. She has some sort of canary cry thing. So we've got Supergirl, Purity having a canary cry. Now we have the Fiddler having the canary cry, which is really weird. But it's interesting. It's an interesting choice, to say the least, that they went with that. But how else are you really going to actually do it? There's not really much other ways that you could possibly do that. So it's not a big thing. The Fiddler's not really a major, huge villain to change. So there's not really kind of any recompense or kind of major issues changing someone like that. And she's pretty much gone. Her character, like her mind, has gone in this episode, so they didn't really want her to stick around. But Hazard has actually rinsed that body, well, I think has rinsed through the poor old Hazard's body, which is leading me to think that the end game, or not his plan, but he will actually take the body of the Flash, and that will allow him to actually have more time to execute his plan, albeit he's not all there anymore, is he? He really is. Now, interestingly, we have a subplot in this episode, which I never really expected, and that is Cecile and HR, which they never really had much of a connection. Cecile is only really featured that much here because she's pregnant and has powers due to latent dark energy or dark matter, whatever you want to call it, in her body. So she's given birth to the next kind of wave of, well, family. The next Team Flash member, I guess, if it was a baby. Maybe it could be like Boss Baby or something. I'm sorry, that's terrible. But what we actually have here is a connection between two characters who are a bit redundant. They just seem like they're a bit redundant this season. HR hasn't really been involved that much, which is really weird. He's seemingly been pushed to the back of the pile because Iris West, for some reason, is actually at the leadership role of the Flash, which I personally am not actually a fan of. So that's what we've got here. Like it or not, she is the leader, and that is that. But HR, he's someone who actually invents the cerebral inhibitor. That's something we had last season when we had Savitar mention that this is where we came up with the cerebral inhibitor. Now, I can't remember, were they actually in the same room? I'm not sure if exactly they were in the same room or not. But then again, they made a good point that, well, Savitar never mentioned that it actually worked. So he never said that it would defeat him. They created it to actually try and take him on. Maybe this is Savitar messing with the group, thinking that they could cling all their hope on that. So he's got his revenge beyond the grave there. So pretty cool callback as well. Now, they might actually be able to use it again. The idea was quite solid. So they wanted to use it to actually get rid or stop the Thinker from switching bodies. It's not going to stop his powers, kind of, because the powers are like insular. So the way it seems like a sieve. So Cecile wanted to block out everything, and to me it seemed like she was blocking out the kind of energy that the thoughts come from, and into her brain it's blocking that, so she can't actually kind of connect or whatever. But in the insular powers, obviously, like the hacking and things like that, well, you could still use that. I think that's the way it's completely made up thing, so whatever. But it's interesting that they've done that. So they will kind of work on that technology later on as well, I think. So we finally work out as to where the Thinker's base really is. It's in a pocket universe. Now, this actually weirdly has a connection to the Legion of Superheroes. Now, the Time Trapper, after Crisis on Infinite Earths, actually used the pocket universe to control the Legion of Superheroes after Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that's really, really weird that is happening. So I'm not sure if he's got some sort of time trapper thing. I really highly doubt it. Another thing is that the Thinker actually hid cities. So he hid Keystone City, and later on in the Jeff Johns run, he actually managed to hide Central City from the world as well. So it looks like they're playing some sort of spiritual homage to hiding cities. So maybe he's going to try and hide Central City in this pocket universe, or maybe it's not even a pocket universe all along. It's just a really, really long con. So another thing I really liked this episode was the fact that Barry, people still don't trust him. So it was kind of a bit optimistic for himself, thinking that yeah, I'm all free. I've got off. I'm okay to go and back to the life of police. But he still actually harassed the Thinker. He still harassed Clifford DeVoe, and it's probably not going to sit well with people there. And he's actually, you know, sort of unemployed. He becomes a PI. Now, one thing which was weird, it was the fact that I did notice that he mentioned Addie. So he mentioned Addie or Patty to the police officer when he walks in. I've watched it a couple of times since. It does seem like he's saying Addie, and well, the woman looks nothing like Paddy Spivot, so I probably highly doubt that's actually what that is. But it's quite cool that they're recognising the fact that no one believes that the Thinker is actually the Thinker, and Central City is a weird place to say the least, so it's quite tough for them to kind of believe that this is how it is. Now, the Thinker, like I said earlier in this video, that he's not all there, and it does seem like the mechanic is starting to kind of not trust him. She doesn't think he's all there, and I still think, as I said in previous episode videos, that she will be the one who actually kind of works and finishes the cerebral inhibitor with HR, and then they could get together. No, I really doubt that, but it would be quite cool if she was the one who actually finished it and worked on his downfall, considering that, you know, he's not there at all. He's completely gone, which is quite dark, and we don't know what he's going to do. So I reckon that Mechanic may turn, and then he'll just use all of his powers to cause absolute havoc. And that's definitely what I think will happen next in some way. Maybe she'll kind of hint or drop hints to Team Flash, and maybe the Thinker didn't expect this to happen, which would be quite cool. Now, one thing which I thought was really weird was when they didn't check the website, and there they mentioned that the Fiddler was going off to Blue Valley to try and actually have a gig, but there was a starfish there as well. Of course, that is Starro, a reference to when Wally West went there previously in the season, so they're picking up on that Starro thing again, which is one of the first villains of the Justice League, and also recently popped up again in Dark Knight's Metal, which you can see right there. Which, check out my latest review for that as well on the DC Fans channel as well. I do produce quite a lot of content for them as well, so it's quite cool to do that, which is a great honour. Now, one last thing I'm going to leave you with is the fact that, well, actually two things, because I completely forgot to mention something earlier. So, Warden Wolf died a hero. Now, it's quite weird that they kind of convinced that he was a hero and things like that, so they don't know at all about him being a villain. I thought it was a nice little callback and a twist there. Not even a twist, really, to be honest. But Jesse Quick is coming to possibly Earth 1 next episode, or the episode after. More likely in this one as well. Well, the next episode. I think it's going to be quite cool to see her in the Flash Time episode. So in Enter Flash Time, Barry is actually having to not speed or slow down because there has been a nuclear bomb, and if he stops, everyone dies, which I thought was really cool. I think that's going to be a really fun episode. However, that is it for this video. Please drop a like. Please do subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.